You are listening to Indie Soul Rhythms with Moochie Alfonso.
It's good for us, and it's good for me, yeah.
The show that brings you the very best in indie soul. It's probably the grooviest show on the planet.
Time just gone 1 minute past 3 o'clock right here in London. And as promised, I'm joined right now by Terrie Rimson, our special guest this afternoon.
Thank you for having me, and good afternoon.
Thank you. I take it's morning where you are right now.
Oh, yes, it's bright and early.
What's the weather like?
The weather here in Vegas is very hot. It's like 104 degrees, but I love it because we don't have humidity.
Oh, brilliant. Here the sun is kind of struggling to come out, but it's I can't complain. It's nice and mild. I was out earlier with just a t-shirt on, so it's good. It's good. So
okay.
I know our listeners are curious to find out who Terrie Rimson is. So what I always like to do is start from the very beginning, by asking you just to tell us briefly who you are and where you're from.
Okay. Well, of course, my name is Terrie Rimson. Originally a gospel singer, R&B, and then went to R&B. Been doing music basically all my life. You know, when you grow up in the church, you usually do sing, choir, direct. You're going to do something in that area or play some type of instrument. Yeah. Well, it happened to be that I am singing since age 3. And so I grew up singing, surrounded by singers. My mother sung, my dad played an instrument, raised up around a lot of the great gospel artists because of my mother. She was very inspirational in that because she's well known throughout the church. Yeah. So I was surrounded with a lot of people that were in the church. And so I'm just a young lady that loves to sing, have a passion to do what I do, and just want to share my gift with the world.
Oh, marvelous. I'm going to touch on the gospel artists you've worked with a little bit later. So you've told us grew up surrounded by music and both parents, play an instrument or direct music. So when was the first time you knew that you had a gift to sing and write songs?
Oh, wow. So now, in the church, they start you off wherever they feel like you're gifted at. So I'm going to say when I recognize it, even though I felt like at that time I was being forced, I'm going to say I recognized it when I went to high school. Right. I actually recognized it for myself, not through my mother's eyes, but for myself. You have a gift here. And so that's when I really recognized it, when I went to high school.
Yeah, I kind of identify that when you're forced into doing something in church. I was forced to play drums. I had never played drums before. So, so that kind of made me learn how to play drums. But it wasn't something I was passionate about, but I had to do it as service,
Yes.
So growing up in Philadelphia, I know you are in Las Vegas right now, but growing up in Philadelphia, which artist would you say influenced you the most musically?
Musically from Philly, let me see, because I moved to Philly at age 10 from Oakland. So let's see. Patti LaBelle.
Right.
Patti LaBelle was a great influence to me from Philadelphia. Yes.
And why?
Well, you know what? As a female, I enjoyed her stage presence. I enjoyed her style. I enjoyed her energy and her poise. Even though she did all that she does on the stage, she still remained a lady. And that always was intriguing to me.
She, I think even to this day, she's just amazing.
Yes.
Yeah. Oh, amazing. Yeah. So, you did mention, growing up in church and surrounded by all these great artists, you've actually worked with some of them, some of the greats like Daryl Coley, Grammy Award winning Twinkie Clark and Karen Clark Sheard. What were your key takeaways from working with all of them?
Oh, wow. Their precision, they sing with passion. And, in the church, they always say, they use this word, you sing until the anointing comes. So for people who don't understand that,
Yeah.
then what I would say is you sing until others feel what you're singing about because you believe what you're singing about. And that's something that I've carried with me by watching them, that you sing until your audience and those that are listening to you feel what you're singing about. So the passion that they had for the art that they carried and the gift that they carried.
Yeah. That's amazing. And so, what would you be doing right now if you were not making music?
Oh, wow. If I wasn't making music, I probably would continue because I used to model and I was into acting, and
Right.
I probably would continue doing that. If that didn't happen to pan out, then I probably would be an orthodontist. But I think I would stick in the field of acting and modeling.
Right. So, all very arty kind of stuff. Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
absolutely. Yes.
Yeah. And so, I mean, we already know you started in church singing gospel and then you branched out. So, how do you describe the music you make right now?
The music that I make, it has a little gospel, a little salt and pepper, a little bit of mixture of gospel to it. You
Hmm.
can hear in any of my songs, you can hear that sound, that church sound,
Yeah.
but then you also can hear a little bit of the R&B as well, with a sprinkle of pop. But more so, you're going to hear a little bit of that gospel. It always peeps through anything that I sing.
Yeah.
If it's a love song, you're still going to feel that gospel, that lining of gospel there, because that's my foundation. So it's always going to peek his head up, no matter what I'm singing about. And then I sing about love, and God is love, and
Yeah.
so you're always going to get that. So you're still going to hear the R&B though,
Yeah.
but gospel definitely is the foundation. Yes.
Oh, brilliant. And so, if you were to give a blueprint for staying relevant as an artist, what would that blueprint look like?
Oh, staying relevant. Let me see. Well, you definitely have to surround yourself with, now this is what I do. I surround myself with the generation that's coming behind me. I
Right.
always do, that are into the music industry, because they're so influential. They give you ideas, and they teach you different sounds and techniques
Mm.
that you don't have to do it as like they used to do it, because it's harder. They always say, there's an easier way to do this.
Hmm.
And then also the knowledge that they have, and they're so creative. So I enjoy just listening to those that are doing music that are coming behind me, not forgetting about those that are ahead of me and the legends. But it's always good to encompass yourself around those that are coming behind you that are doing the same thing.
Oh, that's brilliant advice. That's brilliant advice. I hope people listening, anyone who's thinking of going into music, indie artist, they take that nugget. Surround yourself
Yeah.
with relevant people. That's amazing. Yeah,
Yes.
brilliant. So you have a new single out, and
Yes.
Out of My Mind, which is
Ah.
available now on all digital platforms. Can you talk us through what this song is about and what inspired it?
Well, like I said, I always write about love, whether that's falling out of love, falling in love, the process of staying in love. And so, out of my mind basically is you actually have fallen apart from this person, and you just actually got to get them out of your mind. And so, in this song, I'm talking about, people talking, negative about the situation, and how you have to forget about what they're saying. And
Mm.
basically, you got to choose yourself, because you have to get this person out of your mind so that you can move forward. And you're letting this person know, you can't hold me. You're not going to bind me with all the manipulation tactics, because I have to move forward, and I've got to get you out of my mind so that I can accomplish what I need to accomplish. And that is releasing you.
Amazing, amazing. That's brilliant. I love that. So, what's on the horizon in 2024? What else can we expect from you?
Well, right now, I am hired and I work at a thing here called, it's not a thing, I shouldn't say that, but there's a show here called all Motown. So all Motown is all females, and we do Motown music.
Right.
I am one of the hosts. I've been working there for almost 2 years, so I will continue doing that. Also, I'm going to be doing some more independent shows of my own,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm also working on a tribute. I want to do a tribute to one of the legends, and so I'm working on that, and I want to make that like a major production. And so I'm working on that. Of course, we're going to be working on new music,
Mm-hmm.
and we're shooting a couple of videos before the end of the year to accompany a lot of the songs that I have already written, such as Out of My Mind. We're going to be shooting a video for that in the month of August. And so that's what I'll be doing.
Yeah, I can't watch. Can't wait to see that video. It should be amazing. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, brilliant.
Yeah.
And so, is there anything else you haven't done that you still want to do?
Oh my, what would I like to do? I would love to be on somebody's TV show or somebody's movie where I could sing, or either they could just use my music to be a part of a film. And I would love for that to happen.
What would that
And
movie
then,
look like?
oh, it has to be a love story. It has to
Okay.
be.
Yeah.
Has to be.
Yeah.
Has to be. And then the other thing is, I want to come over to the UK.
All right. Yeah. Why not?
Yes.
Oh, brilliant. We look forward to that.
Yes. Yes.
Good. So I also do kind of a fun question segment where I just ask you random questions. Like, for example, is there any person you would like to trade places with for a day?
For a day, Vice President Kamala Harris.
Right.
I would love to do. I would love to do that.
And why is that?
Because when we see her, she's always smiling. But I know behind that there's an authenticity that we don't see, because we're taught to always put on that fake face.
Yeah.
And so I would like to know what it is like being her. Like, what is your daily activity? And then what happens after you leave the office? How do you transform yourself to go home and be a wife and a mother from leaving the office and helping to carry, this big load, and then you're assisting a president.
Yeah.
So what does that look like? What's the pressure that you deal with? What's the highs? What's the lows? How do you deal with that type of pressure?
Yeah.
Because it has to be a lot of pressure. But when we see her, she's waving and she's smiling.
Yes.
But honestly, like, what are you really feeling and dealing with once you get home and all this pressure? And how do you just actually come down from that high to be a mother and a wife? That I would really like to see what that's like.
That's amazing, because I think we do take things like that for granted. We see all these leaders, and we don't see what in reality what it is that they're dealing with on a day-to-day basis, apart from the job. Yeah, that's very true. Yeah, interesting.
Yes.
Yeah. Next question is, what's the worst piece of advice you've ever got?
Oh my goodness, the worst piece of advice I've ever gotten. You got me on that one. I guess I could do this one. When I first started to branch out and do music, of course I was doing gospel. And then they would tell you only can stick to one genre of music.
Right.
And so I went through years thinking that that's what you had to do. Well, I've seen and grew up, and I've watched other people break rules or break traditions. And so I said, well, why do I have to just sing gospel? I want to do all types of music. So I guess that's the worst advice that I could have ever gotten, because for so many years I was trying to go by the book of not breaking the rules, stay within these guidelines. But as time went on, I was like, I'm noticing everybody else is doing what they want to do. Why can't I do what I want to do?
Yeah.
And that's when I said, okay, Terrie, you have to do what's going to make you happy. So you like gospel, but you love R&B soul too. So do both. And so that's what I decided to do. So that was the worst advice I could have got.
True. It reminds me of, I watched a documentary called The Summer of Soul.
Okay.
which took place in 1967 or 67 or 65, 67 in New York. And so it happened on the very same day as Woodstock. So,
Okay.
so this was like the black version of Woodstock. So the lineup was just amazing. They had Stevie Wonder opening. They had the Staple Singers. They had Mahalia Jackson. They had Nina Simone. They, you know,
Yes.
but what reminded me of that is what you've just said, that you were told to stick to just gospel. You can't branch out. So
Yeah.
and people were surprised to see the Staple Singers on stage with secular artists.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it was Mavis. She spoke about when she spoke. She asked Pop Staples that why do their music sound like blues, and then he says that's where I come from. I grew up listening to blues.
Mm-hmm.
So there was a touch of blues in their, you know, their music when they first started, and you know, I now believe, as you said, you can't be boxed into. You can only do this.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think what's important is the message that's coming out of the music, not the
Absolutely.
beat, right? Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Amazing. Oh, it was so lovely speaking to you. And we just want to say thank you for taking time to be with us on Indie Soul Rhythms. We
Thank you for
appreciate your
having
time.
me.
This
Thank
platform,
you.
yeah, this platform is for you anytime. Wish you the very best in 2024. And hope you'll keep us in the loop with new projects, etc. And Indie Soul Rhythms salutes you.
Thank you. I thank you so much for having me.
You're most welcome. But before you go, we talked about your new single, Out of My Mind. Could you do us the honor of introducing it?
Yeah, it's the TR show, the Avenue crew. Let's make it happen. Yeah, this is the way she moves.
Small town people, small town minds. Let me unwind my common crimes. Common heartbreaks, starting past are at night.
Alright.
House cleaning, dinner cooking, major stressing. You still love me day and night.
Can't get you out of my mind. Can't get you out of my mind.
I was going to, but I realized I missed you, the real you, not surprised.
And round, and we gon' keep it going organic sound.
Can't judge you, I was scared to. Can't wear down my possessions, or I'll be out of bounds.
That's that real feel.
And that's not alright. Every day, every night, I think about you all of the time.
Alright.
And I still visualize, but I can't get you out of my mind.
Get you out of my mind. Can't get you out of my mind.
Ooh, I don't know why I take so long. Ooh, I don't know why I can't move on. Insecurity dismiss me from me. You can't come to this party and trick me. And that's not alright. Hey. Every day, every night, I think about you all of the time.
Alright.
And I still visualize, but I can't get you out of my mind. Every day, every night, can't get you out. Every day, you still love me day and night. Get you out of my mind. Every day, every night, can't get you out of my mind. And if it's too late, I can't get you. Every day, every night, I think about you all of the time. All the time. Hey, hey. And I still visualize, but I can't
say less. Then I'll be back.